Right here today we're dropping some 2-to-1 sugar syrup in these colonies. We started feeding this yard back in July to get them ready for the winter. We've been continuously feeding through the dearth real light sugar water. About September we switched over to 1-to-1 sugar syrup, and now we're going to drop some 2-to-1. It's September the 27th. Anticipate maybe 3 more weeks, you know, of good feeding weather to get them heavy for the winter, and that's what we're going for. We like to overwinter these colonies in singles, so it's kind of like it's hit or miss. It's borderline. You feed them too much, it clogs the brood nest up. You don't feed them enough, you're running behind. So it's a game you play, and you just have to be aware of your season and what's going on. These colonies are looking good. The queens are laying, making winter bees for us. We still got pollen supplement on them, and we're going to get them heavy as soon as we can. But you don't want to get them heavy too fast and clog that brood nest. You want her to keep raising winter bees as long as she will. So that's what we're doing today. We thought we'd bring you along. The bee crew hard at work. These are some of the late splits we did. We're going to go in and look at them. We had high hopes for them. Hopefully they're going to be doing good enough for us to make it through the winter. If not, this is the ones we're going to combine. If you can see here, this is a good start to a winter nest. It's what I like to see. So we got the pollen supplement on there. They're eating it. They're still bringing in natural pollen. We're going to give them some 2-to-1 syrup right now, and hopefully they'll finish drawing out a couple of those frames. If not, we'll drop some drone comb in here for them. I have no issues with this colony going into the winter in our location. Few small hive beetles. This one's a little lower on population than the other, but we may wind up combining this one with this one here, or a different colony in the yard. We'll give it another week or two to see how it's going, and then we'll make our decision. They're not eating much of their pollen. Each colony is a little different. Some of them really eat a lot and some don't. And with natural pollen coming in too, a lot of people say it's a waste of money to feed pollen supplement, but in our experience, you know, we're trying to get these bees as fat as possible for the winter, and I feel that it just helps with their fat stores in their body to have that extra source of protein and fats. But if they don't grow, we'll combine these two together. This colony is still a little light on population, so I'm going to give them a check real quick. I just want to verify the queen is laying and kind of see what the pattern is. This frame's super heavy with stores in it, so always be real careful. Try not to smash your queen, especially this time of year. And she has eggs and larvae in this frame as well. We're going to keep it real quick on inspection times today. This frame's full of larvae and eggs. Good rim of nutrition around the top. Good pollen stores on the bottom. This colony is ready to go into the winter. We're going to keep feeding it. until the box weighs anywhere. I like them to weigh about 90, 95 pounds. This one's still small. This colony's been small all spring and summer. It's definitely going to get combined with a stronger colony. The queen just probably isn't cutting it for some reason. She had a good pattern, but for something's not right. They're not growing the way they should be. So we're going to combine this one with another. This colony looks great. It's in perfect shape. We've already done our queen assessments for the year on it. This just goes to show you what feeding through the dirt can do for you. It gives you a good strong box of bees going into the winter. And we're just going to top them off with some 2 to 1. And we'll probably come back through at least 2 more times in about a week and a half apart and top them off, get them real good and heavy. I still don't want to completely shut the queen down by backfilling the brood nest. Still a little early. We can get off probably 2 more good rounds of brood before she really slows down. And in our location, we never actually go completely broodless. Love it, love it, love it. Bees everywhere, box full of bees. And when you take care of your bees all spring and summer, and you don't forget about them after you take the honey crop off, and you continually to feed them and nourish them through the dirt, this is what you get. You get boxes of bees going into the winter. Don't forget your mite treatments. You know, if you don't treat them for mites, it's gonna, I'm not saying you have to treat, but it's more economical for me to treat because I can't afford to replace my bees every year. A lot of people don't treat, and that's okay. You know, it's great that they don't. Those genetics is probably what's at the forefront of the future, but right now it's easier for me to get those genetics from somebody else. Boy, we have a hard enough time, you know, getting around all these bees and keeping them healthy and growing. The small hive beetles. Oh goodness. Sometimes these feeders get clogged up and you'll make a mess. We brought some water, we'll wash this down. We don't want to start robbing in this yard. We'll close this one up. Corbin, will you grab that bottle of water, please? Another box of bees. It just goes to show that it's very important to feed through that dirt. Because if not, your queen's more likely she's going to shut down. And they're not going to be able to capitalize on the fall flow if you get one. Our fall flows are hit or miss around here. Very, very few years is it that we get a real good fall flow. We bring in a lot of pollen generally, but not a lot of nectar. These feeders, they get propolised on the sides, and they don't. We'll take these out, and we'll give them a good cleaning before we button these bees down for the winter. I also use bucket feeders. If we're trying to get a colony heavy fast, we'll fill this frame feeder up and the bucket feeder, and we'll put it on top. But the buckets leak a lot, and I don't like to use them for robbing purposes. Another box of bees ready for the winter. This is stock that came from Bob Benny. It's Caucasian Carniolan mix. They've been good bees so far, real gentle bees. Another colony full of bees. Not sure if you can see, they're eating their pollen patty. So that just goes to show you they do get something out of it. I'm not sure why some colonies won't eat it and hardly touch it, but others do eat it. The only thing I can assume is that they need the protein. The bees know what they need more than we do. And some really consume a lot of pollen supplement, and as long as they're eating it, we'll feed it to them. This box here was a fall swarm we caught last time we were in this bee yard. It landed on a tree. We put a video of us catching it in the last video we put up on YouTube. We're going to see, looks like they stayed. We're going to see if they're queen right, if they've got a queen. If they do, we're going to let them get established what they will, and then we'll combine it with another colony. In my experience, the fall swarms don't do real well, so I like to just combine them with something else instead of trying to nurture them through the winter. There's a stick from where we caught them. That's just food. Another frame of just food. And there may not be a queen in this colony at all. They sound noisy, real loud. They could just be robbing what we gave them out. And I believe that's what happened. It's either they're queenless, or were queenless whenever they swarmed, or they left and now they're just being robbed out. So we'll close this one up. We'll let them eat out of it, and then we'll come back next check. We'll go ahead and combine them. Well, actually, we'll probably just go ahead and combine these today with another colony. This hive here is the one we combined last in one of the past videos. Take a look and see how they're doing. Much better, if you can see that. This was a colony that wasn't going to make it through winter, and now they will. We checked the queen whenever we merged them together. She was laying better. It just needed more bee power, and now we've got it. I'm real happy with what we saw today. These colonies have come a long way since we started them. Didn't get any honey off of them, didn't plan to. We started them late in the year, but from good stock, and it's paying off. We keep them fed and we nurse them the best we can, and we try to get them through winter, and it really pays off for us to keep them fed. If you can see, these boxes are absolutely full of bees. Some of them aren't doing perfect, but that's okay. We'll combine those with other colonies and we'll get them through the winter. They eat our pollen supplement about year round if we put it to them, and all colonies don't do that, but this yard has, and I think it's vital to keep those fat stores up. This has been a good yard. We have high hopes for it come springtime, and we'll feed this yard a couple more times, and then we'll be done. We'll batten them down for the winter, and we'll put some mouse guards on them about the 1st of October. Well, maybe the 2nd week of October, and get them buttoned down. We'll clean up the yard real good, cut it one last time, and we'll be done with this yard until spring. We'll come through check their stores, obviously. We may add some sugar bricks to them if we think they need it, and we'll go from there. But real pleased with how this yard turns out. I'm excited with the bees. They're looking really good and healthy, and you know, we appreciate you watching these videos. If you like the video, how about hitting that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.